This kid just signed a $5.1 million deal, and he hasn't played a single down of college football. No touchdowns, no pancake blocks on ESPN, nothing. Yet on his 18th birthday, he made a decision that sent shockwaves through college football. This is the story of Felix Oho, and how an offensive lineman, not a flashy quarterback or wide receiver, just broke the NIL game wide open. Deep in the heart of Texas, where football isn't just a game, it's a full-blown religion. A new name started echoing through stadiums, scout reports, and sports radio. Felix Oho, a towering 6'6", 310-pound left tackle from Mansfield's Lake Ridge High School, built like a freight train and moving like a tight end. Coaches called him a wall, teammates called him a protector, opponents, they just called him a problem. With fast, disciplined footwork, violent hand technique, and a relentless mean streak, Felix didn't just block defenders, he buried them. He played with fire, focus, and finesse, a rare blend of raw power and polished skill that made recruiters across the country sit up and take notice. By the end of his junior year, Felix wasn't just another big guy on the line. He was the guy, the #1 offensive tackle in the nation, the #5 overall prospect in the entire 2026 recruiting class. Texas, Michigan, Florida, Ohio State, they all saw their future star in him. But when the dust settled, none of them landed the prize, because Felix Oho had other plans. On July 4th, 2025, a day already packed with fireworks, flags, and celebration, Felix Oho lit the biggest fuse of all. It was his 18th birthday. But instead of just blowing out candles, he blew up the entire college football world. With cameras rolling and the nation's top sports outlets watching the live stream, Felix sat in front of a table lined with hats from the biggest programs in the country. Texas, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida, the Blue Bloods, the usual suspects. Everyone expected one of those to be the choice. But when the moment came, Felix reached past all of them and picked up the one hat no one thought he'd touch. Texas Tech. That's right, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And in that instant, everything changed. He wasn't just committing to a school, he was making a statement. Not just about football, but about money, opportunity, and power in the new NIL era. Why did he do it? Because Texas Tech didn't just pitch him a dream or promise him playing time someday down the road. They came in bold. They offered him the richest NIL contract ever signed by a high school offensive lineman. A fully guaranteed 3-year deal worth $5.1 million. Felix Oho went from elite prospect to millionaire. $5.1 million. Let that number sink in for a second. That's life-changing money. And Felix Oho secured it before attending his first college class, before even slipping on a Texas Tech jersey, before taking a single snap at the college level. No bowl games, no national TV appearances, not even one play in the spring game, and yet he's already a millionaire. That kind of money, it's usually reserved for 5-star quarterbacks, the headline makers, the chosen ones, guys like Arch Manning, who lit up the internet with every move, or Bryce Underwood, the #1 QB who broke the internet when he flipped to Michigan. Nil deals have always chased the spotlight, the flashy skill positions, the guys with the ball in their hands, quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs. That's where the cameras go. That's where the money usually flows. But not this time. Felix flipped the entire script. Because this time, it's an offensive lineman who pulled the bag. And it's not just any bag. It's one of the richest nil deals ever signed by a high school recruit, period. So why not take that talent to Alabama, Georgia, or Ohio State? Why not chase a natty with one of the Blue Bloods? The schools that send players to the league every single year? According to insiders, the answer is twofold. 1, the money was real, not just rumored, fully guaranteed, structured like a professional contract. $1.7 million per year for 3 years, no strings attached. 2, Texas Tech had a plan, not just nil hype and photo ops, but a clear development roadmap. A vision to mold Felix into a day-one starter, then into a top 10 NFL draft pick. That combination? Unmatched. While other schools focused on their brand, Texas Tech focused on Felix. Their staff went all in. They broke down his film in detail, showed up at practices, and built trust one visit at a time. They talked about technique, not just tradition, about building legacy, not just chasing rings. And for Felix, a grounded, family-first guy with a no-nonsense mindset, that meant more than a flashy logo or hype-filled locker room. He didn't just want fame, he wanted development, stability, respect. and Texas Tech delivered all three. July 4th is usually about fireworks, family barbecues, and maybe a few hot takes on Twitter, but this year, it was Felix Day. According to sources close to his family, Felix planned this for months. He wanted to celebrate more than a new age. He wanted to launch a legacy. Because what better way to say, "I've arrived," than by signing a multi-million-dollar deal on your own birthday? Let's be real. Offensive linemen are football's forgotten heroes. No one's making highlight reels of pass protection. No kid wears a left tackle's jersey to school. But without those big boys up front, the quarterback can't throw. The running back can't run. The game doesn't work. And yet, NIL deals usually ignore them. That's why this story hits different. Felix didn't play quarterback. He wasn't making one-handed catches or flashy TikToks. He dominated in the trenches and still secured the bag. Let's break down the numbers. $5.1 million, 3 years, fully guaranteed. That means even if Felix gets hurt or benched, he's still getting paid. Reports suggest the deal includes a 6-figure signing bonus, monthly stipends, incentives for media appearances and brand promotions, even a personal development coach and nutritionist. In other words, Felix is getting treated like a pro before turning 19. This isn't just about one player and one school. This is about how college football is changing. A few years ago, a high school kid couldn't legally make $1 off his name. Now, he's signing deals worth more than some NFL rookies. Felix's story is a signal to every offensive lineman out there. If you're elite, if you put in the work, you can get paid too. NIL isn't just for the pretty boy QBs anymore. The trenches matter now. The reaction was instant. Twitter exploded. Fans from Texas and Ohio State couldn't believe it. How did we lose him to Tech? Reporters scrambled to confirm the deal. Headlines popped up from ESPN, CBS Sports, Texas Football, and even the Times of India. Felix Oho wasn't just a recruit anymore. He was a movement. But through all the noise, Felix stayed focused. No flashy press tours, no viral stunts, just film, weights, work. He told Texas Football, "This isn't about being famous. It's about being great." That's the mentality that got him here. That's the mentality that might take him all the way to the NFL. Texas Tech is betting big, and so is Felix. He turned down the safe road, the expected path, to build something different. If he succeeds, he'll be the face of a new generation of linemen who get respect, recognition, and real money. If he fails, he still changed the game. He still proved that greatness doesn't need a Heisman to be noticed. And he still walked away with generational wealth at 18. So yeah, he hasn't played it down yet. But Felix Oho just made history. On his birthday, as a lineman, at a non-blue blood school, $5.1 million says, you better remember the name. And if this is what he did before his first snap, just imagine what's coming next. Subscribe for the next chapter.